number 5, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Corrections and asks, does she stand by her statement on Close Up last night that, quote, prison is a very expensive place to send somebody to sort out their drug and alcohol problems. I'd much rather they were sorted out in the community, unquote.
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, yes.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
The Minister, when she said that, was she aware that at least 2 drug and alcohol treatment units based in Blenheim and in Auckland respectively are preparing to close their doors on offenders with drug and alcohol problems?
Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, yes, and I have spoken to the Minister of Health, and he has advised me that in the case of the Blenheim institution, that matter is being dealt with by the local DHB, who will be taking up, Ministry of Health, who will be taking over that matter for them. And in relation to the other issue, which is, I think, in the members' electorate, that matter is actually being dealt with in another way as well.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
My electorate's not in Auckland. If she is advocating, Mr Speaker, with the government to sort out drug and alcohol problems within the community, why has her government decided to discontinue the funding previously being provided for St Mark's Drug and Alcohol Treatment Centre in Blenheim and for the Care NZ clinic in Otahuhu, not in Christchurch, both of which have been providing community rehabilitation services for offenders?
Honourable Judith Collins.
Well, Mr Speaker, I've done my best to answer a question that could have been actually passed to the Minister of Health, and quite clearly Corrections does not have responsibility for drug and alcohol treatment in the community, and I would have thought that member, as an experienced member, should have known that.
Melissa Lee.
Supplementary question to the Minister. What is this government doing to help offenders with drug and alcohol problems while they're in prison and after they leave?
Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, well, we know that drugs and alcohol are major drivers of crime in New Zealand, and 2/3 of our prisoners enter jail with drug and alcohol problems. That's why this government is committed to doubling the number of drug and alcohol treatment unit places from 500 to 1,000. Just last week, I opened a drug and alcohol treatment unit at Otago Corrections Facility, and 2 further units at Whanganui and Auckland prisons will be completed by next year. I have also asked Corrections to look at an outside-the-wire drug treatment unit to help prisoners address drug and alcohol issues after they leave prison. Work is now underway to see how this initiative could be implemented, something the Labour government never did.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister, has she, as Minister of Corrections, at any time advocated to any of her colleagues that the government should continue to fund the St Mark's Drug and Alcohol Treatment Centre or the Care NZ clinic in Otahuhu?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, I speak to my colleagues all the time, and I am constantly talking about the need to have drug and alcohol treatment both in prisons and outside prisons.
Point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
With respect, Mr Speaker, that was a straight question specifically about advocacy or lack of it, not pertaining to a whole host of agencies, but pertaining to the St Mark's Drug and Alcohol Treatment Centre and the Care NZ clinic at Otahuhu. It was specifically asked, has she advocated or not in respect of those 2 centres, sir?
I'd invite the Minister, if she has that information, to let the House have it.
Well, Mr Speaker, I speak to my colleagues all the time about this issue, and I'm surprised to hear that I understand that the member asking the question has never actually advocated for this himself.
Order. Point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
I won't waste your time. My point of order stands. The question was not about what I or any other colleagues had done. It was not about discussion she may or may not have had in general. It was about advocacy or lack of it for 2 specific institutions, sir.
The point of order is a reasonable point of order. The primary question didn't exactly point to where the member's supplementary question has gone, and that's why I invited the Minister if she had the information. But it is a reasonable question to ask a minister if they have advocated for issues relating to their responsibility. And I think the last answer from the minister was not that helpful in attacking the questioner. I think the House would be interested in knowing, has the minister advocated on those issues?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'll make it clear. I have spoken to the Minister of Health about this issue in relation to both of these.
I thank the minister. The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
The Minister, what credibility does her government's claim that it is focused on the drivers of crime have when programs all around the country that have proven successful in preventing recidivism, such as St Mark's, such as Care NZ Clinic, the Wellington PARS and Te Hurahanga, are closing down due to her government's decisions to withdraw funding?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Oh, well, an awful lot more than the previous governments, frankly. I mean, the fact that we're increasing drug and alcohol treatment by 100% in our prisons within 3 years, when the previous government had 9 years to do something about it and never did a thing. Just sit now and grandstand instead of actually dealing with the issue.
Question number 6, Kevin Haig.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister